Just a friendly reminder that in 15 years, everyone will claim that they were never a part of MAGA, that they were never pro Donald Trump, they were never pro Israel, and that was other people, that they weren't a part of that. And it is our job to make sure people know that that's not fucking true.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren and I'm Maureen. So in today's episode, we found a very viral video of a man who was advising America and Americans to never forget MAGA supporters and what they did to America. And in this video, he says that right now, MAGA supporters are trying to hide and they're trying to erase what they did. Right, camouflaging in this case is not going to happen because a lot of them came out of in the internet and they were very proud. They wore MAGA merchandise and they were very proud to advertise their support for MAGA. But as we see it, how is it going down the line? A lot of them are also still coming. Those who are accountable are coming and talking about how regretful they are. They've asked for forgiveness and they're saying, yeah, they're also stating their reasons for being regretful, right? But we don't want to talk a lot, guys. Let's just watch this video and then we come back and talk about it. You can let us know your thoughts and opinion on the comment section. Also consider subscribing if it's your first time here. Let's watch and then we come back.
Just a friendly reminder that in 15 years, everyone will claim that they were never a part of MAGA.
So this has already started to happen, and I've noticed this being a stand-up comic who goes on tour. So in January, my husband and I performed in a city that was definitely very Republican conservative heavy. We drove down and there were Trump MAGA signs everywhere. When we performed our sets, it was very clear that it was a very conservative audience. Both my husband, Dave, and I have like a lot of progressive jokes in our set, so like we're on stage like rewriting our entire set as quickly as we possibly can to ensure that like we would get out of there alive. So recently we were hired back to perform in that same city. And since we already did it, we were like, okay, we now know what we're getting into. Let's, get sets prepared that we know will work in those cities. And we drove in and we noticed that the Trump signs were gone. Not just a few, we couldn't find one. The main drive that we took into the city was literally littered with MAGA. They were gone. We were shocked. Now, I'm sure in other parts of the city, I'm sure people still had their signs up, but it was like night and day from like the last time we came down, which was in January. And the crowd looked the same. They were about the same age group. They were dressed the same. They looked the same in terms of like ethnicity. It looked like a bunch of old white boomers. But Dave went up before me and I could see him about halfway through his set going, I'm gonna try something. And he did one of his really super progressive jokes. When I tell you, I have never seen that joke crush as hard as it did, I was shocked. It was a literal applause break. I was literally holding my breath while he was doing that joke because I was like, oh my God, they're going to turn on him. They're going to start throwing things at him. Literal applause break. So yeah, no, I'm seeing in little baby ways, it's already happening. It's not like enough. But yeah, no, people are already trying to erase their actions. So start keeping track of those receipts now because they're already starting to erase what they've done.
I'm a supporter of President Donald Trump. Voted for him in this election and the last and the one prior to that. However, President Trump is about to allow JBS, the world's most corrupt beef organization, to become publicly traded in America. President Donald Trump will be the president that allows for the complete destruction of the small, independent family farms and cattle ranches if he allows this to go through. The SEC has already approved it. Now we're just waiting a mere few days for them to allow it on the stock exchange. And what's concerning is we haven't heard a word from the Secretary of Agriculture about this. We haven't heard any of the large
millionaires, billionaires,
cattle organizations that represent cattlemen speak out about this.
Yeah, you're not going
They claim to represent cattlemen. The truth is they only represent the big guys. They're bought and paid for by the same organizations, JBS, Cargill, Tyson, National Beef, all the collusion that's happening.
Collusion.
Go do a very simple search and you'll see the millions and millions and tens upon millions of dollars that these companies have been ordered to pay for collusion and price fixing,
and you knew
which
about
has
it.
cost us our family farms and ranches.
You're gonna lose the
and
farm.
what that costs us as the people who aren't family farms and ranches is a stable food system.
Yeah.
As much as I'm a supporter of many of the other things that Trump is doing, anything else in the world that we're working to accomplish and achieve doesn't matter when you have famine and you starve to death.
I didn't care how things were affecting others until it affected me. Am I proud of that? No.
We live in a very cruel world, and sometimes the only way to survive is by being selfish. We are all just out here trying to survive as best we can. And although we may have good intentions and we may be empathetic and we may be compassionate, we will always put ourselves first because we have to survive. And if that means making a mistake in my vote or maybe putting my trust in the wrong person like I did, then that's what it means. I will always put the betterment of my family and vote in ways that I think will help my family above anyone else.
Here's the problem with voting for your self-interest. I understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When you're on the bottom and none of your needs are fulfilled, you can only think of yourself. But here's the problem with that, is you voted for your self-interest. So did everybody else in the Republican Party. Think about that for a minute. You voted for your self-interest, but you don't have anything. Like, you don't have anything. Like, that's what it is. But other people, rich people, they have a lot. So of course they're going to vote for their self-interest because they have something. You don't. You need the tribe, right? The socialized healthcare, the socialized dental care, schools, firefighters, police officers, all socialized systems. Is it clicking yet? You voted against the tribe. You know, humans didn't make it on their own. We always existed in a tribe, taking care of each other. You could only take care of yourself if you have something.
Wow.
So, Mr.
Now
President,
you're worried about famine and
I love
food
you, appreciate you.
insecurity.
It is our job as citizens
And
to
you're
hold you
still
accountable.
supporting that.
And whoever you've got in your circle, they ain't speaking truth because
They ain't
you're about to
speaking
put us
truth.
in a whole world of hurt.
They're not listening to you, buddy.
Folks, I need you to share this. This is
I'm going to
urgent.
share it. Oh, yeah, I'm
We've only got a
sharing.
mere few days, and we need millions of people to put pressure to stop this, or
Stop from taking my
it's gonna
farm.
it'll be a much harder fight to come back from.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Shake the hand to feed you.
Yeah. Oh, you silly Farmer Joe MAGA cult swallower. Now you're worried about your business, you're worried about your farm, and you're worried about food insecurities in America. Oh, you didn't think you farmers would be touched by your fallen angel up in DC. And you're still calling out your Lord and Sataner. Hey, dude, he's not listening. He doesn't give a flying shit about you and your buddies. He's used y'all up already. Yeah, but your bros up in DC will be happy to snatch up your land when you have to foreclose, just like they're snatching up innocent people off the streets, all because of y'all's bullshit that you support. What I would suggest to you is you fuck around and find out farmers keep trying to band together. You know, the way the folks band together back in the day to help raise barns. You keep working hard now to try to make your country a better place all of a sudden. Yeah, most of us Americans will not forgive and forget you shitty individuals and the racism and bigotry you voted for. And you're still supporting time and time again. But hey, enjoy that chapter 7, 11, or 12 bankruptcy you voted for. They say it's a real bitch.
Y'all please share this out. Donald Trump.
Oh, I'm going to share it.
Donald Trump, I need your help, man. I am a very loyal supporter. See, I wear the Trump hat, red hat.
Got the shooter hat.
Red hat, Mr. Trump. You tell me when you told us when you got in office you was gonna do stuff, bring gas down, do this.
Gas.
Trump, you went
Trump.
around and got all the workers.
Listen.
You're just supposed to go after the bad hombres, the bad Mexicans.
He knows Spanish.
The field workers. Now I have to work. I have to work, Trump.
Oh, Lord.
I'm too old.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I am too old to be working in the field.
No, you ain't.
I am too old.
No,
I
you're
am
not.
too old
Not
to be
according to
working in
Trump.
the field. Promises made, promises not kept. Gas.
Imagine
gas,
that.
Gas. It won't go down.
Oh, Lord, the gas ain't going down.
$2 and almost 78 cents a gallon.
Oh, Lord.
You hurt me. You hurt me.
You hurt me.
Help us, Mr.
Help me.
Help us.
Well, hey there, you MAGA #1 fan man, you. How cute. Calling on your felon and idol like he's listening. And according to your profile, you're one of those MAGA chuds that was worried about gas prices and your grocery bill. And your videos sure are telling us how you're feeling about that right now. You didn't think you'd be used and abused by old Dick Don the Con? Once again, you ignorant farmers voted with your ingrained hate and so-called Christian mentality. And my guess is that you probably depend on a medication regimen of beta blockers and diabetes maintenance. But don't worry, your love lust Dick Don has plans for screwing you there too. And you're still rooting for a hero that just fell to a zero upon his death. Yeah, the Hulk's legacy is forever tainted. He'll be known as a racist, chump-loving MAGA dud. Yeah, that's dud, not stud. But my advice to you, MAGA schmoozer, because I'm all about a good damn hat, is look into purchasing one of these nifty hats for your time out in the fields. Also, make sure you hydrate and apply plenty of sunscreen because melanoma's a bitch. Take it from me, I know. And the rest of y'all, have a good day now, okay?
Just a friendly reminder that in 15 years, everyone will claim that they were never a part of MAGA.
And that's exactly why I've been compiling data over the last 10 plus years, because they did this exact same thing last time when they were at the Tea Party. I remember that. Remember 2008, 9, 10 when they were the Tea Party or were taxed enough already when their taxes were historically low at the time? I remember. Pepper Tron remembers. Y'all not getting away with that shit this time. I'm on your asses. I've been compiling information and photos and all type of screenshots and all type of shit over the last decade. You hoes are not getting away with this. I'm calling it the MAGA burn book. You're not getting away with it. You're not flipping the script. You're not trying to hide. You're not going back on your rocks when you get through. Absolutely the fuck not. Not on my watch. Okay? Congratulations. You played yourself.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about this episode on the comment section, yeah? You know, the funny thing that the first video was talking about, the man said 15 years from now, they're never gonna be finding MAGA supporters who will be accepting that they voted for Trump, you know. But personally, I say it doesn't have to take 15 years because even up to now, we see stories on TikTok of people talking about how, like a family member of theirs who used to support Trump or MAGA are turning back on their words, yeah? And I feel like this is quite an eye-opening moment because a lot of them really supported MAGA and a lot of them supported Trump because Trump stood for what they believed in, and a lot of them truly believed that voting for President Trump would be in their own benefit, yeah? A lot of them believed in him, right? And I do believe the fact that he says that in 15 years, these supporters will have completely erased their footsteps in regards to MAGA and the role they played. And the role they played is because right now, a lot of things that Trump has done in America has been antagonistic towards everybody, even his own supporters. And right now, in some states, some people are even ashamed to come out and say that they are supporters. And you know, the thing is, some of them will be successful in erasing their footsteps in MAGA because something like voting is not something that usually is written on someone's forehead. When you walk outside, you'll know that this one voted for who and this one voted for who. Right. You know, and a good instance was of this lady who was explaining her incident with her husband in a town that was pro-Trump, pro-MAGA, right? And guys, let's talk about the palm-colored man who is a farmer, and he was complaining about corruption being in the meat industry, right? And I do feel like this man doesn't deserve any pity whatsoever because right now it's not that he's regretting because he feels pity for his fellow people, the ones who have also been affected in some ways with Trump's ruling decisions, right? He's only feeling pitiful for himself because he's gonna lose his family inheritance, that is his farm, right? And you know, the funny thing is that right now, obviously not all, but most of MAGA supporters, when you meet them, all of them will be out here complaining about President Trump's administration. Oh, the gas hasn't gone down. Oh, the eggs are not affordable. The farm is this and that. But at the end of the day, you're complaining about that administration. But who played a role into electing that administration that is right now being problematic to you? Who is creating the policies or who is implementing the policies that right now you're finding problematic problematic for you. It's just the same person you elected.
Right. And for those of the people who think that Kamala would have been exactly the same as Donald Trump, and maybe she would have done some of the things Donald Trump is doing, I guess we'll never truly know because she wasn't president and she hasn't been president.
But
maybe if she was given a chance, then people would have known what kind of a leader she truly could have been.
Right. The most important thing in today's video is the man was communicating clearly, never allowed them to forget the role they played into what they're experiencing right now. There was even a farmer here with the guy in a yellow shirt who was talking about how he's been a MAGA supporter. He was still wearing his MAGA hat, but he's complaining about how he doesn't have workers who happened to be immigrants, and he's talking about how he's too old to get into the fields. But if this situation hadn't affected him personally, would he still be feeling the same way? I know he would be wearing that hat, but it would be completely the message you'd be talking about right now would be completely different, and it would be antagonizing other groups of people because he would be okay, you know.
Right. And what all these MAGA supporters have in common, which this lady here, a white lady, was saying, is that they voted for Trump because of their own self-interest, you know. So which I do get, because at the end of the day, everybody wants what's good for them and their families, right? But what if what you want for you and your family in the long run ends up harming more people and bringing more harm than good?
Right. In that case, it's where you say you have to put your heads together and hear what the other person is saying, because Black Americans tried to warn them. You know, they really tried to educate voters out there, but voters, I think, were not listening, and the result
everybody had selfish intention, and everybody wanted what they wanted for themselves and not their neighbors.
Right. At this juncture, I feel like everybody knows that the true interest of the president, where they lie, you know, because these policies he keeps on making, it's like the rich are benefiting from it more compared to the people
middle
who
class is being pushed either to poverty or to. So right now in America, it's beginning to look like there's only the rich and the poor, right? And the perfect example of what I'm saying about MAGA supporters being very selfish is, do you know how the Obamacare bill came to be slashed? It's because white people thought it was only benefiting black people. So, and my question is, okay, even if it is benefiting black people only, why would you want another person to suffer just because you think you're not benefiting from that service?
Right.
So they ended up damning their own selves, and they also lost in that regard.
And I feel like the gap of people who can't afford life in America, the gap of the poor is about to widen by that much, because even housing is becoming a problem.
Right.
And if somebody can't afford basic things like gas to go to where they need to, you know, if you can't afford to buy things like basic needs like food, eggs, you know, those are things that are very basic that, you know, actually you measure a country that is doing well, you measure them by how its citizen, the very average citizen, is living. And if even the average citizen, the gap is widening, you know that country is in trouble, because like people can't afford stuff right now, you know. And that is where we say right now they're living in an era where at least they get to get what they voted for, you know.
Right. So guys, let us know what you think about this episode. Also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and we'll see you on our next episode.